I'm actually a bit of a nostalgia nut. I love looking at old movies, old television programs, magazines, anything that will give me an idea to host a dinner or a party, breakfast, lunch, anything. What I'm doing, of course, is thoughts for a 50s party. And first thing I wanted to share was the idea that we came up with for the invitation. I've taken an old 45 record, and this one is appropriately titled Everybody Watches Me. It's not recorded by Nick Manojlovic, but I'm sure everybody watches Savoir Faire. The next thing I do is take a fluorescent marker, and this is permanent fluorescent marker, and I'll just write right off the top, hey, it's a 50s party. This is really easy to work with, and the thing that I like most of all is the black backdrop of the record really allows these vibrant neon colors to shine through. So I've got a 50s party, and I'm going to detail some of the party stuff. I'm going to ask that the girls wear poodle skirts and that the guys come in saddle shoes. So I'm sure that all my friends are going to go to the trouble and come appropriately attired for the 50s party. Change colors again. I'm going to go to this great green. Now we're going to do start time. And you know where it is. It's at Nick's. Couple last-minute details, stars, a couple of squiggles, some other design stuff. Hey, I'd say that that's a pretty attractive invitation to a 50s party. I wonder how it'll look on a record player. After it dries, I'm going to place it back into this sleeve in which I purchased it, and then I pre-measured a whole bunch of different sheets, and I'm going to use the green for this one. Seal it up, and I've done a sticker that just announces it's the 50s party. So now that the invitation is in there, on goes the sticker, and no two ways about it, my friends will all know that they're going to have a good time when they attend. As promised, I wanted to create the centerpiece for our 50s table, and I found this old wire basket in which I've placed some soaked oasis. So that's the foundation for this arrangement, but enough said, we better get on to doing the actual arrangement. You know, the great thing about living in the present is that we can go back to the past. And doing these flower arrangements, I went back to old florist books to try to capture a bit of the essence of 50s flower arranging. Now, again, this wire basket, or something that's kind of an open structure, was very hot back then. And they always seem to start off with a very lush centerpiece. So I'm going to leave the center of this open. I want to go to Baby's Breath. And I think Baby's Breath is very endearing to see because a lot of people don't use it when they're doing flower arrangements. I figured that in doing this 50s look, I certainly wanted to include it. So I'm just placing the Baby's Breath in different places, sticking it in with that green, and again, creating a really nice retro look. Let me just trim some more off. And I want this to be like little bunches of these white blossoms just kind of peeking out of the greenery. Ooh, baby, that's what I like. I like it when I can do something like a flower arrangement inexpensively. And look at what we've done. It's not a very expensive process. I'm not using really over-the-top flowers. Spider mums, and I'm using this yellow and the blue spider mums, are inexpensive. So are the greens, and especially the Baby's Breath. The little container I got at a garage sale for 50 cents. And when you put it all together, you've got a really reasonable 50 centerpiece. Yellow flowers are looking awfully striking. Watch what happens when I add the blue. Blue moon, I saw you dance. You know, it's so much fun again to start playing around with these colors and also on our theme. The blue napkins on the table will shine when I place them up against these blue flowers. I want these ones front and center. If you think this looks a little kitschy, I think you've definitely captured my intention. And I just love the fact that I can do all of this. And if anything, my friends are gonna think that I'm just kind of groovy and that I'm cool for going through all this trouble. Look at how great this arrangement is starting to look now with the blue flowers in it. Well, the last couple flowers are going in, and I think it's time to return to the table and put the final touches on this 50s look. Canister sets have always been an important part of our kitchen environment, but I believe that they perfected the design in the 1950s. Now, a canister set is made up of 4 parts, usually a container for flour, 1 for sugar, 1 for tea, and 1 for coffee, items that we used on a daily basis. But check out what they did in the funky 50s. This is a plastic canister set with a 1930s font. It's very attractive. And I love this aluminum set. It's my all-time favorite because it keeps my cookies fresh and close at hand. So fill them with whatever you want and make sure you've always got stuff on hand, because you'll never know when you want to reach into a canister set and get something nice and fresh. But don't do that yet, because Savoir Faire will be back after this. Let's see what this final touch does to our table. It's a perfect centerpiece to our tribute to a decade. You should go ahead and pick any decade you want to celebrate. You might have to bop till you drop up in your attic finding stuff, or jitterbug down to the cottage and look for stuff that will accessorize your table. Cook a wicked meal, invite your best friends, and what's the final thing? Wait, come here. Come here, get a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. Don't adjust your set till the next time you join us on Savoir Faire.